My name is Margaret Maybury and I am the member for Waldingfield Ward and the Cabinet Member for Communities. I was elected in May 2015. My days are very flexible and can change at late notice. Sometimes I start at 7 in the morning, I leave home and I don't arrive back until late at night. The meetings can be very variable. Sometimes I can have meetings all day, sometimes I can have one in the morning, one in the afternoon and one in the evening. It's very, very variable. And that's one of the things that I enjoy about being a councillor. It's not 9 to 5, it's very variable. The meetings can be in the council chamber for a full council meeting. They can be in a small committee. They can be with our partners. They can be within the ward. They can be at parish councils. They can be with Suffolk County Council. They are really variable.
So why did you become a councillor?
Because I was asked to. And after I'd stopped laughing, because I found it really funny, I asked the reason why, and it was because I had an opinion. I attended parish council meetings and I would ask questions and I would have some input into those meetings, only during public session obviously, and basically I was just asked if I would stand. I had to think about it because I was concerned about time, whether I would like to be pinned down from 9 to 5, but I was assured it wasn't like that, and I can guarantee it isn't. I got involved by attending parish council meetings, and I think if you have a real interest in a subject, that you write to your local ward member and also make your views clear at a parish council meeting. That is the first way in. Otherwise, if we go down a political route, then obviously if you're interested in a political party, what they stand for, their values are the same as yours, then I would suggest that you joined your political party and got involved there with their meetings and their fundraising, events, whatever they are doing. If you are really interested in democracy, then you should stand to be a councillor. It is no point complaining to a council or to your parish, to your district, to your county, if you have an opinion and you have never voiced it. And if you are really serious about helping others, being involved, then standing for council is for you. I have lived within the Babergh district for almost 40 years. Raised my children here, my children went to school here. They have been successful and happy here, and I have been happy here. The whole district of Babergh has a vast expanse of countryside, of the coast, of people. If you want to disappear for a moment and find your own little corner with nobody, it's still possible. It just has such a variety, and if we continue to enjoy the area, then it will continue to thrive. The very special occasion is that it's 90 years since the Act of Equal Representation, which gave men and women equal opportunity to vote. This year is also the 100th anniversary when some of the first women received the vote. There were conditions attached to this voting system, and it was that women had to have property and be over the age of 30. And hence it wasn't until 10 years later that there was the Equal Representation Act. I also believe that this year is very important. We are also witnessing the anniversary of the armistice in 1918. Women had a very important role during the First World War. They took on the jobs that men historically had done, which allowed the men to fight on the front and women stayed at home and continued to support the country. I believe this is a very important reason to acknowledge democracy this week. We need more women in politics, I believe. Currently at Babergh we have 12 out of 43, and it would be nice to see a few younger women stepping up and into the shoes of those who have gone before. We must also remember during 1918 that the suffragettes and suffragists were also working towards the votes for women. Next year we have district council elections, and it would be really good to see more women coming forward to stand for these positions. There are always people who can advise and who can help, and if you don't step forward, then there won't be women in politics in the future. I am a cabinet member. I was appointed a year ago, and this does involve much more work. That is much more like a full-time job, and I think that perhaps the public find this difficult to understand, because councillors are volunteers. We are classed as volunteers. We do the job, the majority of us, because we believe that we can help people and that we can make a difference. However, once you step up and you become a cabinet member, it is slightly more structured, and you find you have more emails, you have more paperwork to read, you have more decisions to make. And decision making is something that you must be comfortable with. There is no point in making a decision and then worrying for days afterwards. Part of a district councillor's job is local casework, and this is where you help residents who have a particular issue. This can be widely different from sorting out a tree perhaps that is impacting on their life. It can be trying to work out who owns a piece of land. It can be helping someone who has a housing issue. That is a very important part of being a district councillor. You must like people, you must want to help people, and you must really enjoy solving those problems. Having been elected a councillor, I found it a huge privilege. The day that I knew from the vote that I had been elected, I just could not stop smiling, because it was a really happy time for me. But then you think afterwards what you've let yourself in for, and you realise it is a huge privilege, it is a huge honour, and at times it is very humbling, but very, very enjoyable. And if anyone has an inkling to stand as a councillor, then I would encourage them to do so.